I'll wait a little bit longer. I'll wait a little bit longer. I keep saying that I'm not gonna say a lot, but I have a lot to say. Isaac Neela, what's going on, man? Unc, I see you, man. What's going on? Okay, it's 3, but 2 or 3 are gathered, so I'm gonna just say what I gotta say. Today it was a very sad day, and you know, you think when you expect things from people that it won't be a surprise, or you won't be as upset. You know what I'm saying? Today was a sad day because we had another incident. We had another incident today in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and involved a young man by the name of George Floyd. And George Floyd is from Houston, Texas. George Floyd is a graduate of Jack Yates High School. And that's all I know. Another thing I know about George Floyd is that he was murdered. He was murdered by Minnesota police. I posted the video on my page for those who will see this. I posted the video on my page. If you haven't seen it, it's very sad. This is not Alton Sterling. This is Eric Garner all over again. So if you can't take it, then don't watch it. But I did post a video on my page, and you can see the police officer with his knee in the back of George Floyd's neck. And George Floyd clearly says, "I can't breathe. Please don't kill me. I can't breathe." And the cop never lets up. He applies more pressure to the back of this man's neck. Meanwhile, the other police officer in attendance does nothing. You don't stop him. You don't say, "Hey man, that's enough. We got him." Now, if you haven't seen it, go see it. But if you have, if you've seen the video, you can clearly see George Floyd on the ground, subdued. Now, we had another incident a couple of weeks back involving a young man in Houston who was gunned down by police. He had no weapon. But let's contextualize this for a minute here. The guy, because first, let me go back. There are people that are saying, well, he brought that on himself, and he should have stopped when the police said stop. They wouldn't have to shoot him if he'd have just stopped, and all this other kind of stuff. I still say they could have tased him and subdued him like that. Then you got Sean Reed, who was on the run from police on Facebook Live. He gets out, parks the car, gets out, takes off running. Around that time, people said he had a gun in his pants, and he took it out and he fired shots at the police. You know, it happened at the blink of an eye. You know what I'm saying? So all of that sounds, conclusive. So and then the one in Houston is argumentative because I believe they could have tased that guy and he could have still been alive. So that's argumentative. Both of those are argumentative because you could say Sean Reed was wrong for running, and if he did have a gun, why did he shoot it? The guy in Houston could have stopped, and they probably would have arrested him, but he kept walking towards police, and they killed him. Let's go to George Floyd. George Floyd is seen on the ground. When the video starts, he's on the ground in handcuffs. He is of no threat to anybody. He can't defend himself. He can't do anything to anybody because he's in handcuffs on the ground. And you mean to tell me that you got to put your knee in the back of this man's neck and kill him after he clearly says that he can't breathe? Now, the difference between, what I just said is that we can argue all of the other stuff. Okay? But the truth of the matter is, let's just say that George Floyd resisted arrest. If you get him on the ground and you subdue him and cuff him, why not just put him in the car? Hypothetically speaking, I'm just saying because I don't know what happened before the video started. Because when the video comes on, you can clearly see he's on the ground. And the dude put so much pressure on George Floyd's neck, so much so that you can see the fluids coming out of George Floyd's body. I mean, foaming at the mouth, gasping for air, he sounded like a dog that got shot. And all I could think about was Eric Garner. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. When you tell somebody that you can't breathe and they still apply pressure to any pressure point to cut off the air supply to your brain and your lungs, that means they're going to kill you. That is, to me, that's premeditated murder. You wasn't defending yourself. You wasn't protecting yourself. You wasn't protecting your partner. None of that shit. You killed that man. And you did it on purpose. That wasn't no accident, because when George Floyd loses conscience, when he loses consciousness, the cop did not let up. So what does that tell you? What does that say? He's on the ground. He's clearly lost his breath. He passes out, dies, and you still got your knee in the back of his neck. You got your knee in the back of a dead man's neck. So you couldn't even let up after he passes away. You didn't call for no assistance or nothing. And by the time the ambulance got there, he dead. You know, yesterday was kind of bad because, you know, once again, I seen two musicians going at it on Facebook, and I'm just like, okay, today I see this. Today I see another senseless killing of a man that looks like me. And, you know, it hurts because I have these arguments with my family members, and I'm so passionate about stuff like this because I'm a black man that fits the description of somebody who can be harmful to people. You can easily see my face on a blog on Facebook saying that I was senselessly killed, or if that's the word, I was killed for no reason at all because I'm a huge black man. 6'1", 6'2", dreads, big. They don't care I'm a musician. All they see is this and this. It's all they see. They don't care if I know Jesus. None of that matters. Because every time I walk out of this apartment, I have a target on my back. Any black man that sees this, every time you step out of your house, your apartment, your humble abode, you are subject to that. You have a target on your back and a price on your head. That is the worst truth ever. And it's happening way too much. So now you got people saying, we can't talk no more. Now we got to have a riot. Now we got to start shooting back. Now, I don't condone shooting nobody unless you really, really have to. Okay? But it would be a very scary situation if that was like the last option or the only option at this point. Because we got to defend ourselves. Shula King said it plenty of times. With Arbery, you gotta start defending yourself. You gotta shoot people. You gotta shoot cops now. Cause you don't know if you're gonna make it home alive if you get pulled over. And this is why I've had people to tell me, man, it's not nice to say that you hate cops and all this other kind of stuff, because I've said plenty of times when cops get shot, it don't faze me. It don't mean nothing to me. Like grandmama say, one bad apple spoils the bunch. Now you got some good cops out there that really want to protect and serve. You really, really do. You really, really do. You got cops out there that really want to do their job and go home to their families. But you also have cops like the dude who killed George Floyd. You got guys like him on the force ruining it for people. And Daniel Pentaleo, look him up. That's the guy that choked Eric Garner to death. You got guys like that that's on the force that are ruining the whole status quo for good cops. So now, like I've always felt, it don't faze me no more. You know what I'm saying? It don't. When cops get shot, you know what I do. You know what I do. And it's sad, but hey, whatever. I literally chuckle and I flip the station. Because, as wrong as Sean Reed was, his phone was still on. And you can hear the detective say, it's going to be a closed casket. Really? So, this is happening way too much. Now, like I said, we could contextualize this because the way George died, no. You don't supposed to put your knee in the back of this man's neck. And every time I watch that video, every time I see a meme, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. It really, really does. So not only are we killing each other, because clearly there are black men who don't like each other. Matters not what the cops are doing to us. I don't like you because you endorsed with Soul Tone. You endorsed with Zildjian, and Zildjian sucks. Or you with the Crips. I'm a Blood. So I gotta shoot you. And the cops are going, hey guys, let us help. We'll get rid of you. You ain't even gotta shoot your gun. If we don't shoot you, we'll choke you. And we still can't get it together. That dude stood there, y'all, and did nothing. That cop stood there while his partner was murdering George Floyd and did nothing. He didn't make his partner stop or nothing, y'all. He just stood there. So how do you explain this to George Floyd's family? How do you tell George Floyd's family, his kids, his wife if he has one, parents if they're alive, any family member, how do you tell them that their relative has passed away because of a senseless murder? How do you make it right? Do you do what they did with Eric Garner's family and give them $3 million, tell them to go be merry and forget about it? Do you do that? Do you pay them off? Or do you actually convict the bastards that killed them? We all know how this is going to turn out. Because the cops are out to protect themselves. Murderers, and it's almost like watching Chicago PD. And I'm tired of it. Because too many brothers that look like me and Jamie Johnson and Deonis Cook and James Ellis, too many of us are getting murdered out here. How in God's name do you murder another person who is defenseless? How in the hell do you put your knee in the back of a man's neck and you can hear him gasp for air? You can hear him gasp for air and you never let up. The fuck is going on in your head, bro? What do you tell yourself? Oh, he's still breathing. Let me put more pressure. I don't care if they filming. I'm the law here. He breathes when I tell him to. Really? Okay. Sometimes, y'all, I get so encouraged being a black man. I get so discouraged I get so discouraged being a black man. If I'm not seeing two musicians at each other's throats on social media, two black musicians at that, I'm seeing our brothers, same color, get murdered. And it breaks my heart. And it hurts because it seems like we don't care. The only time we care is when it happens, 2-3 times at a whop. If it ain't your family member, who gives a damn? But it just seems like we can't get it together. Meanwhile, dudes that look like us are getting gunned down, they getting choked, they getting beat, and it's by law enforcement. The people who are supposed to protect and serve us, protect us from gangs, protect us from other dudes that look like me shooting me, instead of they protecting me from that, they gonna kill me themselves? Where's the logic in that? Anyway, y'all can like, share this live. I don't have much to say anymore. I'm nearly in tears. I'm nearly in tears, y'all. When I tell you my heart is hurting, my heart is aching right now. Appreciate the people that came on here. Y'all continue to pray, and hopefully that there won't be a riot, a mass riot, We just hope and pray that there's not a mass riot on the way. I kind of feel like it is, but hopefully I'm wrong. Anyway, y'all like, share this comment. This page, this live, and y'all be blessed and be safe. Love y'all.